Today's April 18th, 2023. It was in the 40s yesterday. There was snow. Here we are today. Upper 50s, feels like. Fishing the pond that I frequent. Today I'm using my Shimano Aldebaran. It's my windshadow Lemoren rod. It's a fiberglass rod. It's 4'7", 4'6". Lure rating 1 to 6 grams, 2 to 8 pound test. I'm using that Rockstar inline spinner. You can see that with the little fly at the end. So we're gonna do a little fishing. I'm gonna get down. I'm trying to work on my flick casting, just kind of dissecting it shore. This rod's not designed for distance. It's more or less for accuracy. So I'm gonna work on my flick casting. It's a little shorter rod, so it'll allow me to kind of like, you know, if I got trees and stuff like that and around me. It's been a while since I've used my aldebaran. I got 4-pound cigar base X on it. I haven't spooled it up with the Sunlight Sniper, but this has been working pretty good for me. I'm gonna work a little quietly over here. Alright, you will cast an overshadow, so I try to fish close to before I even get out there. So ideally you want like an inch from the top, and you can load up the rod and just kind of flick cast it out there. I'm going to dissect this whole little area. I'm not really concentrating on distance. I'm kind of working on my flick casting. I'm going to start doing short casts, because if I go too far out there and I catch a fish out there, and I'm kind of, if there's other fish in the other area that's close to shore, I'm going to bring them through there and they'll probably spook everything that's in there. Just going to work this slowly through here.
How you doing?
Hello. A little further out. Like I said, the weather was pretty cold yesterday. See where he sets up. Is he gonna fish? No, he's gonna go a little further down. This is primarily what I fish, so I'm just kind of casting a little further out. Just kind of running it through here slow. I'm gonna shut the camera off. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these videos a little short. I want to be working on my flick casting, and I don't know if you see any footage. I caught something. Oh, so I'm not sure if I'll catch anything, but I was actually thinking about getting another fiberglass rod, but I actually like this one here. I got it from AliExpress. It was fairly inexpensive. So you just let it hang about an inch down. It doesn't take much to load it up, if you can see. Just kind of the kind of distance I'm getting. So the rod will load it up. Most of the time I'm fishing around where there's a lot of like trees behind me and stuff like that. So a couple of different casts you could use. You could do like the roll cast. I'm not very good at this. Like I said, primarily I'm just kind of practicing. I want to try to get my, I was going to buy another rod, but this rod actually does the trick. I landed a pretty big catfish on it last year. Probably like a 6 or 7 pounder. So you just drop it down about an inch. If you got cover, so you could either do a couple of things. You can load it up like this. That's some pretty good distance. So if you're flick casting, you let the rod kind of load it up. It'll get it out there. Its sweet spot is probably like 3 grams or maybe a little higher. The lighter, those lighter weights, I haven't really tried them, but 3 grams and above, I think it's the sweet spot. So you can see here, I'm just going to load it up and kind of, primarily I'm just using the wrist. And I'm getting some pretty good distance, probably 70 feet. The rail has a lot to do with this. Aldebaran is a very, I was thinking about getting another reel, like the Gecko Beach in and stuff like that, but I've looked at a couple of other YouTubers and this reel is hard to beat. And so just a little bit an inch, just kind of load it up to see if you can see right here. That is some distance. I might just try, I don't think I'm going to catch anything here. I'm meeting up with my son a little bit later, so primarily I'm out working on my flick casting. So if I catch a fish, that's a bonus, but it says 1 inch on the top. Just kind of, so you can see, I'm just kind of trying to work on my accuracy and what helps too, when you get a big fish on this rod, the rod's limber, so it'll absorb the shock. It'll keep them pinned. That's what the whole thing about BFS, using light lines, light rods, dope reels. I don't want to bore you with me talking. I'm gonna probably try one other spot before I go to my son's house. So I'm wearing the polarized glasses today so I can look into the water. Like I said, we hit snow yesterday. They probably it's 50 something degrees today. Figure that in the Midwest, huh? And the day before that was almost 80. Alright, maybe try one more spot before I go to my son's.